Hi, good morning, everyone. It's great to see you back on the Facebook Live. Haven't been here for a little while. And if you're tuning in, we're going to be talking about the three surprising questions that you need to be asking about the subject of pocket money. Such a fabulous subject, pocket money, and something that I think we've all had experience of in one way, shape or form. And if we're parents now, are either thinking about, how's going to be best to approach this, or what should I be doing? Or if the way that you're doing it already is causing some stress and anxiety, then this Facebook Live is for you. I've got to put my teeth in this morning. Gosh, I've already been over on LinkedIn doing a little live on there as well. So you can catch me all around this morning. So firstly, I want to start with just telling you a little bit about the craziness of my daughter. She's just turned 2, and the terrible twos are definitely here. We have tantrums over all the usual things, the way the toast is cut, how I've put the plate on the table, or something you just can't even fathom out. And she's got really good at flinging herself on the floor in just the right fashion so that she doesn't bash her head or anything, but it looks fantastic. A lot of style and effect for that girl. And she's flinging herself about and really kind of stressing about something. Now, my brain is already then whizzing forward to when are we going to put money into the mix with this, right, as well? And what will happen, what can happen in the future? There's a lot of things I wonder about the future, but adding money into the mix of things, I know can cause a lot of tension. And even if we're not talking about money at this stage, it's things like going to the shops and expectations already. Somehow my daughter seems to have shops equal crisps. Got to sort that one out. Anyway, so what I think we all want is to get the foundations great around money at whatever age we're starting to approach that with our children. So I'm going to give you some key questions really to ask yourself about money, to see where you're coming from on this subject, to make sure that this tool can be used as something to make it really smooth sailing, not choppy, but smooth sailing, and be the fabulous learning tool that pocket money can be. So firstly, can I ask you if you are done with the expectation that every time you go into a shop that something has to be bought? Can I then ask you, would you do anything to get rid of that kind of nagging feeling at the back of your head that you might not be doing money quite the right way? You're not quite sure if you're going to be laying the groundwork for something that's going to trip you up over the future. And thirdly, does a thought of another minute of listening to that, I want that kind of from your kids, does that leave you tearing your hair out? If you've answered yes to any of those questions, then you're on the right Facebook Live, so that's all good. Great to see you here, Chris, by the way. Hello. Do give me some hearts or love if you're enjoying what I'm talking about. So you're not alone, essentially. You are not alone. That's what I'd like to remind you. My colleague, Louise Hoffman-Brooks, she's a parenting success coach, and she runs regular pocket money workshops for these very reasons. The fact that there are hundreds of parents out there tearing their hairs out around kind of discussions around money, that whatever they try doesn't quite seem to be hitting the mark. So Chris, a really good mention there that you've got to, it's always worth asking, do they really need it? Because I think we can even do that for ourselves, can't we? I know maybe we're all different, but I know we're all different, but I know for myself that if I go shopping, maybe this is a woman thing actually, but when I go shopping, you look in the shops, don't you? And maybe you see something in the shop you might quite like. And I like to go to a few more shops and see if I'm still thinking about that thing I saw in the first shop. If I'm still thinking about it, then I probably do want it. Because it's okay to want things. We don't necessarily just have to always need stuff as well. I think that's an important learning. And it's kind of finding the balance, isn't it, between those two things. So as I say, Louise runs regular pocket money success workshops, and I'm going to be doing a joint workshop with her at the end of this month. And which will be great because she'll be there adding kind of like all her years of parenting expertise and her child psychology background. And my part within that workshop is going to be helping you understand the way that you think about money and what you have learned about money and how you're passing that on to your children. So she'll give you the roadmap and the techniques around pocket money and how to do it, and I'll be helping you unravel what you're thinking about money. Now, the reason I can do that, I've got over 20 years experience in personal finance, both here in the UK and internationally, and I've coached hundreds of people through their money journey. So where they are now, where they want to be, and what's stopping them getting there. And without exception, what's stopping people getting there is nearly always a money story they've picked up from the past. Typically from your upbringing, possibly from your parents, but maybe from your wider social setup, so school, any sort of other social influences you had, friends, wider family. So yeah, you don't just have to pin it all on your mum and dad. But without exception, there are some ways, shapes and forms that we've picked up the way that we do money. I know for me, the way that I did pocket money had led me to be quite secure about money in terms of it should always be used for your financial security. It should be kind of kept at arm's length and saved. But then, you know, we're all different. We all pick up different things and interpret things in different ways from our upbringing. So here I want to ask you 3 questions to ask yourself about pocket money. So you can start unlooking there what's going on in your mind, because really to understand the way you think about money is really important, because then when you're passing those judgments and different ways and things that you think about money onto other people, onto your children, it's really important that you know kind of where that's coming from and whether that's something you actually want to do, because a lot of the stuff we do can be subconscious in the back of our minds without us even realizing. So question 1, first of all, just really simply ask yourself, how did your family do money when you were growing up? What were the common things that people said about money? What was your parents' roles around the finances? Were finances discussed openly? Were they closed? Were there some particular sayings that always came out, like, you know, the typical one, money doesn't grow on trees, you know? I think everybody's heard that one. That will give you some really good pointers and some really good ideas as to how you've done money, or how money was explained to you as a child. And then ask yourself, do you see any links with that as to how you do money today? So try and put those 2 and 2 together. Then ask yourself, really, what traits are you trying to develop in your children? So they could be things like independence, curiosity, entrepreneurship, value of money, all of those, understanding the value of money, all of those kind of brilliant things, and decide whether the way that you think about money is actually supporting those beliefs or not, and supporting those traits that you're trying to bring out in your child. Because sometimes actually we look at it and we think, oh, actually the way I do that, that's not really going to lead to sort of a mindset that's going to allow them to think about growing wealth or making more money or attracting abundance. A lot of time we're trying to protect our children and make sure they don't overspend, make sure they save, make sure they realise when you can't afford something. And all of these things are important to know, but in a positive way, around money. So check into your money story and see what do you understand around your money story that you do or don't like to pass on. And remember, you're always in control and you're always able to write that next chapter. So to help answer these questions a bit deeper, and to give you that roadmap. So if you imagine you also had that roadmap alongside with the proven route to handling pocket money in a really great way that Louise has been teaching for a number of years, then putting those two together, wow, fabulous combination. So I'd like to give you the opportunity to understand that a little bit deeper in a way that helps you build that independence for your children, that resilience and the understanding of the value of money. And these techniques, they can be used at any age, right from like 2 to 18 plus. So whether you've not even considered pocket money yet, or you're right in the midst of it, or you're about to embark on it, it's not too late. All of these tools will be great for you. So I'm holding two workshops in order to do these, both with Louise from Parenting Success Coaching. One in Addlestone in Surrey later this month, 29th of June at 10 a.m. I'm going to post the link in the comments so that you can know where to go to find information, but it's bit.ly Raising Money Mindful Kids is that one, but I'll put the details in the comments. And we're also going to do an online version because we know there's lots of people who watch us both nationally and internationally. So for those of you who are not local to Surrey, we're doing an online version, and that one we haven't confirmed the date of yet, but it would be great if you could register your interest, and that one's at bit.ly. I've forgotten the link for that one, but I'll definitely put it in the links for you afterwards. So that's my take on pocket money, is that really it fundamentally starts with what's your money story, and is the money story that you have useful? Is it supporting of the traits that you're trying to develop in your children? And is it something that's really helpful to you in your life right now as well? So it's not just about pocket money, it's about the amount of abundance and wealth that you're attracting into your life that can change by exploring your money story. Thank you so much for your time today. If there's any questions, do pop them in the comments. I'll be checking in later on as well. And anything else I can help you with, then do let me know. That's Caroline from Money Mindset Coaching. Thank you. Bye-bye.